Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. It is my favorite time of the week. Today we have a major Nintendo Eshop sale to get into. I'm going to show you 12 amazing games that are on sale right now that I think you should be playing. And who knows, maybe this will be the last Eshop sale ever before the Switch 2 is announced. Let's go and get right into the video. So we have 12 amazing games to go over right now that are on sale that you should be playing. But there's more. Hey, check it out. It's Tiny Mr. Robot Joe down here. Not only are some of these great games on sale, there's a bunch of hidden gems in this video as well. That's right, there's some great games on sale and some hidden gems in here that are also on sale. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, because doing that really helps out my channel. And let's go and get right into the video. So the first game we're talking about today is Portal Companion Collection. And this is currently $6.79, which is 66% off the full price. I just made a video a few days ago about my favorite Nintendo Switch games that just happen to be cheap. This game fully priced is $20, and at that price point it's an amazing deal because you're getting two games. Getting two of the greatest video games of all time for $6.79, I mean, come on, that's a no-brainer. I don't want to sound like a broken record because I just talked about these games, but these are without a doubt games that everybody should experience. And for the longest time people told me that, and I just brushed it off. I was like, you know what, I'll get to it when I get to it. That was a huge mistake. Not only are these amazing video games, I would also argue that these are works of art. So definitely check these out. Now let's talk about Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition, and this is currently $7.99, which is 60% off the full price. So I just talked about the Portal games being some of the greatest video games of all time. Well, guess what? Ori games are in that same category. If I could describe them in one word, I would say they're atmospheric. I mean, there's so much more than that, but that's a great starting point. They really make you feel something when you're playing them. And as you play a game like this, you really wonder, how does somebody create something this damn good? Because from start to finish, they are absolutely perfect. The other Ori game is on sale right now as well, but this one is cheaper, so I thought I would mention this one. Now let's talk about Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishment. And this is $4.49, which is 85% off, and this is the lowest price this game has ever been. In this game, you will become the most celebrated detective of all time. You'll solve murder cases, missing persons, spectacular thefts, and more. Will you follow your moral compass, or will you apply the letter of the law? The great freedom of action in Crimes and Punishment allows you to conduct your investigation in the manner you deem appropriate. Use the 14 extraordinary skills of detection for which Sherlock Holmes is famous. I absolutely love crime stuff, murder mysteries, Sherlock Holmes, and just stuff that kind of fits into that category, and I actually really adore these games. I'll admit they're definitely not for everybody, but for how cheap this is, it's definitely worth taking a risk. Now let's talk about a great game called Moonlighter, and this is currently $3.74, which is 85% off the full price. Moonlighter is an action RPG with roguelite elements following the everyday routines of Will, an adventurous shopkeeper that dreams of becoming a hero. While conducting your business in the village, you can put items on sale, set their price carefully, manage gold reserves, recruit assistants, and upgrade your shop. Be careful though, some shady individuals may want to steal your precious wares. So this game is great because it feels like a mixture of a bunch of different games just mashed together, and I enjoy games like that because when one game kind of just follows one pattern, sometimes it might get a little redundant or a little repetitive. So in games like this, you can go do one thing, come back, go do something else, come back, and you kind of never get bored, and it keeps everything exciting, it keeps you guessing what's going to happen next. It's one of those games where I really can't believe it's as cheap as it is, but hey, I'm definitely not complaining. Now let's talk about Andro Dunos 2, and this is currently $1.99, which is 90% off, and this is the lowest price this game has ever been. Andro Dunos is a side-scrolling arcade game from the shoot 'em up category, and it was originally released in 1992. In Andro Dunos 2, players take control of the Yellow Cherry once more, sent to end the long war with the aliens once and for all. The ship has 4 distinct weapons that can be improved by collecting bonuses as you progress through the different levels. I really enjoy games like this because they're games where you just turn off your brain and just play and blast through some stuff. You gotta remember, this is how people used to have fun back in the day, before everything was a big 3D open world game. And games like this are timeless for a good reason. So yeah, definitely check this one out. Now let's talk about a game called In Sound Mind, which is $3.40, and that's 90% off, which is the lowest price this game has ever been. As you wake in the corridors of an inexplicable building, you find the environment takes on a life of its own and leads you to discover a series of victims, all exposed to the same experimental chemical. In your search for answers, bizarre visions emerge and introduce a host of imposing horrors. And there's a cat named Tanya. This is a witty first-person psychological horror with frantic puzzles and unique boss fights. Traverse a series of unsettling memories as you journey within the inner workings of the one place you can't seem to escape, and that's your own mind. So I've mentioned it before, but I am not the biggest fan of horror games because they kind of just always follow the same formula, and that doesn't mean they're bad games, but they just kind of don't excite me. Games like this though, these are intriguing because they're familiar enough that you want to play them, but it's different enough that it has its own identity, so I would definitely check this one out. Now let's talk about a game called Shakedown Hawaii, and this is $3.49, and that's 83% off, which is the lowest price this game has ever been. Shakedown Hawaii follows 3 protagonists through a 16-bit open world. Build your own legitimate corporation by completing missions, acquiring businesses, sabotaging competitors, rezoning land, and shaking down shops for protection money. Explore the island by foot, by car, or by boat. It's filled with arcade challenges, side quests, stores to shop at, houses to burgle, civilians to interact with, and secrets to discover. You begin your adventure as an aging CEO. Online shopping killed your retail stores, ride-sharing killed your taxi business, and streaming killed your video stores. To save your company, you'll need to learn the methods of modern business and use them to rebuild your empire. This game reminds me of like old games I would play on flash game websites, and surprisingly, a lot of those games are actually damn good. So this is giving me the charm of those, but this is more modern, so it's more fine-tuned, and it's a game you're gonna enjoy. So now let's talk about KO the Kangaroo, a well-good bundle, and this is $8.24, which is 75% off, and this is the lowest price this game has ever been. I adore KO the Kangaroo. It really takes me back to the GameCube era of gaming, where games were just fun. A lot of them weren't that impressive, but you knew you were going to pick something up and play it and you were going to enjoy yourself. I went to New York for my birthday this year and I went to the Nintendo store and I picked up KO the Kangaroo and I enjoyed every second of it. This is the base game as well as all of the DLC. You're paying $8.24 for all of that. So if you enjoy 3D platformers, then you're probably going to enjoy this. Now let's talk about Crash Bandicoot, the Insane Trilogy, and this is $15.99, and that's 60% off. I would argue that every single person who owns a Switch should have this trilogy and the Spyro trilogy. I'm not sure if the Spyro trilogy is on sale right now, so for the sake of this video, we'll talk about the Crash trilogy. All 3 of these games are so damn good, and this collection is the ultimate way to play them. If I'm being honest, these are perfect remasters. Like, I can't find a flaw in any of them. I grew up with the Crash games, and I loved playing them back in the day. I get that same feeling from playing this, but I have to be honest, I don't know if it's me, or maybe just time has passed, but these games are a lot harder than I remember them being. When I was little, I would just play them and have fun. Now when I play them, I'm like, damn, how do I die on this level 1,000,000 times? How did I beat this when I was little? Regardless, you're getting 3 amazing games for a super low price, so I would definitely pick this up. Now let's talk about Alba, a wildlife adventure, and this is $4.99, which is 75% off. So another video I just made in the last week or two was a game about the top 10 most relaxing Switch games of all time, and I included this game. This game is very special. It takes place on a Mediterranean island, and when you're playing this game, you really feel like you're transported there. And those are some of the most special games to me, games that really immerse you and take you out of your surroundings, and as soon as you turn them off, you're like, whoa, I really felt like I was somewhere different for a little bit. You're visiting your grandparents on this island, and at first it seems like a very straightforward game, but then you realize it's up to you to save this beautiful place because not everything may be as it seems. I don't want to give away the plot too much, but I will just say I recommend this game 100%. So I'm having trouble pronouncing this next game. It's called 3000th Duel. I don't know if I'm pronouncing 3000th? 3000th? I sound like Daffy Duck, I can't do it. 3000th Duel. And it's currently $4.49, and this is 70% off. And I just remembered, in the last videos I've been making, everybody's saying it's cents, not cent. So $4.49. You're a hero with no memory, and with a mysterious mask covering your face. You are thrown into a land of unknown. Reaching an end of your journey, you discover that truth is hard to swallow. There's something terrifying about your identity. Explore a huge world with organically connected biomes of more than 300 terrifying monsters. Essentially what this is just a fun 2D, I guess, platform game maybe? I don't know what you would describe this as, maybe a Metroidvania, maybe a 2D platformer. I'm not really sure. What it is though is just a pretty solid adventure. I would define this as a great filler game. And the last game we're talking about today is called Splasher, and this is only $2.99, and that's 80% off, and I don't know how this game is this cheap, because in my opinion, this is one of the best 2D platformers of all time. The full price is only $15, so it's not like this game is normally expensive, but $3 is a lot better deal than $15. This game is really cool because what you do is use different color paints to stick to walls and roofs, bounce high, and trick your foes. Like every different color paint has a different ability. This is a game that I knew absolutely nothing about, and I was looking up fun 2D platformers to make a video, learned about this, bought it, and I beat the entire game in a weekend. It's not the longest game, I would say around like 6 or 7 hours or something, and in my opinion, that is the perfect length. Even though this game is on the shorter side, it has a lot of replayability because it's just so damn fun, so definitely check out Splasher. Ladies and gentlemen, there was 12 games that are on sale right now that you should be playing, but a majority of those games, at least in my opinion, are hidden gems as well. So in the comments below, as always, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you could, I would really appreciate a follow. And you guys know me, I'll see you soon with a new video. Peace out.